So I wanted to share with you how I went about putting the different scrap pieces together. I spent a large part of my day yesterday making two things, and this is one of them. I'm not finished with this yet, but I did finish the pants to match. I had been wanting a lounge set, a matching set, so that's why I decided to make these pants. Where's the front? Yeah, this is the front. It has the two pockets in the front. And then I wanted this to match. And I wanted it to be cropped so that some of this waistband would show. This is a waistband that has 3 rows of elastic. So I thought that that would be cute together. And I'm almost done. All I need to do now to finish is to put the band on the bottom of the top and also put the band at the end of the sleeves in the wrist area. And then this, it's too heavy to hang up. But then everything will be all done. I cannot wait to wear this. I think it'll be a little too hot to wear it now, but like if it's early in the morning or it's a cool evening, I can see putting it on. But in midday, probably not. Or if I'm traveling like on a plane, I can see wearing it even if it's not like cold outside. So yeah, I'm just excited to have this, and I'll share the patterns that I used, and then I'll share what they look like on the two pieces together. I just came home from an annual eye exam, and while I was out, I decided I wanted to go ahead and recurl my hair. So that's what I'm doing. I'm starting in the back and just sitting in my closet getting this done. And I plan to leave these curlers in my hair all night and take them out tomorrow before we go to church. So before I left to go to the eye exam, I did put the sleeve band on the sweatshirt. Now all I have left is to put the band around the waist, and then I will be all done. This hoodie is all done. I added all the bands and everything. It is cropped, and this is Vogue 1945. A real easy hoodie to make. I did add eyelets in the front for the drawstring to come through, which is a little different for me because normally I don't do that. Normally I would kind of cheat and just poke a hole and then pull the string through the hole, but I took the time and put the eyelets on, and I'm so glad that I did. Now the pants pattern is a pattern that calls for woven fabrics. It is McCall's 8563. I've made the pants 3 times. I made them once in a woven fabric and twice in a knit. I had a bunch of different scrap fabric, and these are knit pieces, and I stitched them together just to kind of get like a big piece of fabric. So I just took pieces, cut them and stitched them, cut them and stitched them. So now I have enough to cut out something. And what I think I want to do is try to make a dress. I'm going to just take the front and back pieces from this pattern, which I have here. And these pieces are cut on the fold. I'm going to cut the front out, cut the back out, put them together and try to make a sleeveless dress. I cut this plain piece out of the front piece, but now that I cut it, I think I kind of want this to be in the back, and I think I want this to be my front piece. I'm going to have to put everything on and see how it looks, and I may reverse it and just wear the front and the back and the back and the front. But now all I need to do is put the right sides together, stitch the shoulder seams and the side seams, and then decide whether I want to hem it. I ended up stitching these fabric pieces or these scrap pieces together over time. I would stitch a little bit here and a little bit there until I finally had a big enough piece that I could, find a pattern to cut out. Now, as far as the pattern, I just wanted something that was really easy, so I just looked through my stash and just pulled out something that had a simple front and a simple back. I didn't finish any of the raw edges. I literally just put the front and the back together, stitched the shoulder seams, stitched down the side, and then I made sure that the bottom was pretty even. But that's it. I also tried the dress on backwards, and no, I didn't like it backwards. So I'm just gonna wear it this way, the way it was meant to be. In the front, I used the same fabric, just cut up in different sizes. For the back of the dress, I have sweatshirt type fabric here, stitched onto this velvet-like fabric. So it's just a blend of different fabric types in the back. I have this piece of fabric left over from a project, and then I have this piece of fabric left over from a different project. So I wanted to share with you how I went about putting the different scrap pieces together. So I'm going to take this fabric piece, and what I would do is find a straight edge. So like this is a straight edge. I could cut a straight edge, but I didn't really want to cut anything. So I wanted to work with what I had. So I would take, like for example, this straight edge, and then I would take this piece and I would say, okay, I can sew those together. So then I would put this together and go, oh wow, it happened to match. And then I would go to the serger and serge. Then I could open up this piece if it was together, and then I would have one long piece, and then I can add something to this side or to the side over here. I will cut this off, you know, to make it straight. And then once I got a straight edge over here, I can add on to it that way. Also, if I was adding on to some fabric, so let's say I was adding these two pieces together and one was longer. So I'm going to take this edge and say I'm going to sew it to this, and then say I had all of this hanging off on the side down here. I would go ahead and serge these pieces together, and then when I get to the end where you have this piece that's much longer, I would just cut it off. I would start right here where the red fabric is and just cut it down so that I would have another straight edge. So basically I was just sewing straight edge to straight edge. With the knit fabric, I did the same thing. I did not concern myself with which direction the fabric was stretching in. So sometimes I would sew a horizontal stretch to a vertical stretch. As long as the ends were straight, I didn't concern myself with the direction of the stretch. That was just me. That's just something I did, and it made it easier to do, just putting straight edges together and just sewing freely until I got something big. But when I was cutting out the dress, I did want to make sure that I was able to get it over my head, okay, and that I could get my arms through the holes, since I didn't have stretch in the fabric the way it should be. So I did have a wide neck opening, and of course I didn't even add sleeves. So those are some things you do want to keep in mind if you are going to put knit fabrics together. You could make sure they're stretched in the same way. You could not do that, and then if you don't do that, then you just have to be mindful of what you're planning to make with that piece of fabric so that you can get it on and get it off without any trouble.
On this side, you're going to feel a squeeze over here.
So I'm here with my husband, and he is going to have a colonoscopy today.
As uncomfortable as it may be, the thought of it is terrible, but I encourage everybody to do the screening if they can. Early detection can save lives, and prevention can save lives. So It may be a public service announcement, and since it is, I don't mind sharing with everybody what I'm doing today.
I asked the nurse to give me some grippy socks because my feet were cold, and hopefully I can put them on with these shoes. I found these shoes at the thrift store and I really like them. But anyway, I'm going to wear these while I'm in here.
So you'll go from here to a procedure room and then back here to recover. Procedure itself is about 45 minutes, give or take, and then a half an hour recovery. So you're welcome to stay there the whole time, or if you step out, we have your number.
Oh, okay. All right, see ya. I just decided to sit in the car and wait for him while he has his procedure done. And then I know when he's done, we'll probably go out to eat. Not probably, I know we will, because it's been several hours since he had something to eat. So I have my Kindle app on my iPad. So I'm just gonna read a book and wait. I think they said it should be about a 45-minute procedure, so that's not too bad.